Aloha, I'm Tara, the metabolic therapist. Thank you so much. Welcome to this week's version of Trust Your Guts Club. We meet here weekly to talk about digestive wellness. So please, if you're joining live, you can feel free to type in questions. It's an Ask Me Anything. I'll do my best to answer. And today, what I'm wanting to check in with you about is I'm wanting to get some information. It's kind of like a qualitative marketing inquiry, because I feel so curious when I'm out on the street, out in the world, and people just start talking to me about their health habits and what they consider to be healthy. I find that lots of folks are aware that sugar gets the best of them, or they'll like, oh, I quit sugar and now I'm back on it, or, and so the question I want to pose to you today is, what is sugar defined as to you? Is it just high fructose corn syrup? Is it just the fake sugars that get put in foods? Is it all sugar? Does it include honey and fruits? Does it include grains and pastas? What is sugar? What's worked well for you when you've done like an elimination protocol? Because I've heard, a woman will say like, oh, I had a yeast infection, so I cut back my sugars and that helped. Great. What kind of sugars? I have some friends in town here that, I've been, sugar-free for 6 months. And I'm, curious, what does that mean? Because there's a lot of ways that sugar or sugar type foods find their way into our food supply. And so I want to talk about that. And I'd like to know what you think. Sugar, eliminating sugar, how we, I don't want to say control, but, take back the power, how we have an empowered life with our diet and lifestyle and as it relates to sugar. So, personally, my definition of sugar has grown more wide over the last 7 years. I was understanding it actually, 15 years ago. I was like, ooh, how does the body break down our food and, all foods and what happens? And so this idea of glucose and ketone bodies as fuel for the body has really changed everything for me. So I'm eager to learn what sugar means to you. And have you ever done an elimination where you've cut out sugar? And, sometimes that can seem too big, too massive. So I challenge you today to cut out one thing that falls under your definition of sugar. Find one thing and see if you can let it go for 3 weeks. Just put it to the side. Now, if that means you end up eating something else more so because of it, fine. Just eliminate it for a full 3 weeks. And then come back and let me know how you feel, especially if you go to reintroduce that again. I'll say with the 3 weeks, although my go-to is 90 days if I want to, really check something, and 3 weeks is plenty. But if I know I need to get something, out, the emotional cravings for me, they tend to lessen after 90 days. So let me know what you're doing to stretch for yourself, and I'm eager to check back in next week. You can send me a note here. You can send me questions here, or you can reach me at aloha@themetabolictherapist.com. I'll put that in the chat. And feel free to be in touch. So thanks so much for joining. Have a beautiful day, and we'll talk soon. Thanks again. Trust Your Gut Clubbers. Aloha.